This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all,
This
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody.
Friday.
Yes. Welcome back, Tori.
Thank you guys. So honored and glad to be here.
Way to come back on a Friday night. There we
Yeah.
go.
I know,
do
Mom.
that?
Well, she had to come back because we're having our quarterly host happy hour.
Do you guys know that we're doing this?
Yeah, did you
Yes.
come back for this? Is this why you came back?
No. I had this amount of time left for PTO. So that's all I could use.
Did you say?
So honest.
Did they know?
Yeah, I was just making sure it wasn't just like I want everyone to be there. Just
Well,
making
we
sure.
don't
we're just
do the host happenings without all the hosts.
Excellent. Can't wait.
So we're just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
My kid threw up yesterday.
Oh, really?
No.
I'm so
Oh, no.
sorry.
When you're a parent, you're like, I can see that.
Yeah, I know. I know. The
It
kids
just
are good.
happens. Yeah.
Don't even get me started with the sickness. Everyone's good, but
Yes.
it was a joke.
Don't even put that in the
Yeah, we're gonna knock on wood and start the show. All right. Welcome to DBL. Is Jimmy Fallon the next Ellen? That's the question a lot of people are asking after a new expose in Rolling Stone. So 16 former anchor employees came forward anonymously accusing The Tonight Show of having a toxic work environment. They described Jimmy as being erratic, appearing drunk at times, having outbursts, and employees are using cry rooms to deal with it all. Jimmy reportedly apologized to the staff yesterday saying, quote, "I feel so bad I can't even tell you." Meantime, other staff members, they're defending Jimmy. So we should have kind of started that off with, is Jimmy the new Ellen? Is he being canceled? Just like Ellen.
I don't want to
yes.
make light of this, but if we did have a cry room at DBL, you go in there and Jeff will be watching Entourage on his phone. You're like, I need the room.
For sure.
Saturday nights, Tori's alone. Where are they?
But a cry room, I don't know. I want to hear from you guys first because I definitely have my opinions on this. What do
Okay,
you
well,
think?
let's get some context. This reporter has become somewhat of a niche reporter, investigative reporter in toxic workplace environments. This is the reporter right here. She broke the scandal on Ellen's.
Lee.
Yes, she broke the scandal on Ellen, on Kelly Clarkson's show, having a toxic work environment, Dr. Phil. She's now dropped Jimmy Fallon. She spoke to 50 employees and then an additional 30. Not one would offer any positive support. They just wouldn't speak on the record at all, which is a bit rare for 80 people to not one person want to say anything positive.
I've gone back and forth on this, but when you say it like that,
Yes.
because generally there is a code of conduct that prohibits you from speaking on the record. I only know this because my first year in radio, something went down on morning radio in Chicago, and I got a call from a reporter from the Chicago Tribune, and I spoke to that reporter, and I quickly found out that you're not supposed to speak to the reporter.
You know that reporter's like, I cannot believe she's.
Yeah.
You're supposed to hang up on me.
I
next
was
time.
like 24.
Right.
What did I know? He was asking me questions. He was from the Tribune. I'm answering the questions.
But if you are a whistleblower.
But I was reminded that that's not what you do.
Except if you
So-
are a whistleblower, right? And some of these
Right.
people are, and they're insisting that this is an obvious, very known thing in Hollywood that Jimmy berates people, that he goes in and out, that he's allegedly drunk.
Your phrasing, I have to stop you. I don't know if it's obviously known thing. Just your phrasing's a little off.
The person at the very end said this is an obvious workplace environment problem. I'm only
person.
quoting. Yeah, one person.
Well, then put that in quotes. Don't
Okay.
say it's a Hollywood thing because I've never heard of Jimmy Fallon being mean to someone. That's all I'm just
Right.
trying to correct you.
Oh, great. What I'm trying to stand up for is investigative reporting and journalism in which you find a whistleblowing situation and at some point you believe the journalist because they've done their research. I also don't want to cancel someone too soon, but I don't want to kick out an entire group of people that are saying, we got a problem here, and we're like, we don't really believe you. To me, that's dismissive of maybe a red alert at some point. Do I think he should be convicted and canceled? No. Someone should take a look at what's going on.
It does, and if there's even a quarter of these allegations are true, I think anybody on this panel, I feel comfortable speaking for all you guys, would take a step back and be like, how did we get here? If more than a quarter of this room felt uncomfortable around me or felt like my behavior, even if I didn't think it was, I would have a powwow with myself, and I would probably pull people that I know will be honest with me. And if Jimmy, as somebody that used to drink too much, this kind of smacks as true. If you are somebody that drinks a lot, your emotions are erratic. You come in, Erica, you're my best friend. And when it's the other way, it's Tori, what are you looking at? And so if that is an issue, I think this is a moment to, like you said, not cancel or elevate like everybody's lying, but just have a human moment and be like, I'm under a lot of stress. And,
or I do have a problem.
Yeah, I might have a problem.
Right.
And I might need to address that. And I think that if that is the case, this is a moment for Jimmy to be really authentic and really maybe be a trailblazer in that he just doesn't put out any fires by just firing people or paying people to go away.
Well, I mean, let's say all of the allegations are true, which would be like that's never happened in the history of ever. But let's say they were. It still doesn't all fall on Jimmy. There are the people who are Jimmy's bosses that are responsible for this show. It doesn't all fall on Jimmy because those same people, if this all is true, are also a part of the cover-up as to why things got this bad. I always ask, like, did this happen yesterday? Because clearly it didn't start happening yesterday. Toxic work environments it's a snowball effect. It starts as something small. You allow people to know that this is going to be tolerated, and then it gets bigger, and then it gets bigger. That's why it's really important for people to not only speak up, but also follow through on who they're speaking up to and making sure that these things are being addressed so it doesn't get to a reporter unveiling all of these things that have been happening over the course of 20 years. Now, to me, it breeds either money or ratings. Something isn't up to snuff at the I'm going to cover for you level. That's how it feels to me.
I know. I got a lot to say. Hopefully next week we address this as well. We'll see. But this is a big story, too, that we have to get to. That 70s show star Danny Masterson has been sentenced to 30 years to life behind bars. I'm sure you guys have already heard, for raping 2 different women. The victims read powerful impact statements in court. One called him pathetic, disturbed, and completely violent, adding, quote, "When you raped me, you stole from me, a theft of the spirit." The other victim said Danny has not shown any remorse for the pain he caused. His wife, Bijou Phillips, seen here back in May attending his sentencing, Danny blew her a kiss as he was taken to prison. She was also seen breaking down in tears in court. Danny, a longtime Scientologist, met the women through the church. Leah Remini posted a statement on Twitter blasting Scientology for covering up Danny's crimes. Danny declined to speak at all during the sentencing. His lawyer said there will be an appeal. Usually you say your apologies after a sentencing or something to the victims. He chose not to, meaning, in my mind, that of course he's appealing this.
Yeah. Right. Erica, what do you think?
Tori, I'm interested in hearing.
Bye-bye, Danny. We've been hearing this for a long time. And knock, knock on the doors of Scientology. That castle is beginning to see chinks in the armor. We already saw Leah Remini asking about Shelley, where she is, bringing that lawsuit. Now we're seeing this. They were impenetrable before. The lawyers, you couldn't even step in and talk about it because we'd be looked at for litigation. This man did a violent thing. He drugged women. He raped women. He deserves to be put away. 5 women have allegedly come forward. This is for 2 of them. This is a violent rapist who is taken off the streets. And I'm also glad Scientology realizes, as a tax-exempt church, they're not also exempt from any accountability here in the sexual assault, because there's rumors flying about other situations.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not just Scientology. I think it's Hollywood. I think it's pro sports. I think it's corporate America, less in the tech industry, but these giant industries that could always protect themselves are now very vulnerable to whistleblowers, to people recording things. It's not just one little person against 49 Harvard-educated lawyers. Now they can take their case right to the streets, and there's corroborating evidence. And I think a lot of industries have had to get rid of toxic people that, to your point, knew that they were toxic but never did anything, and now they have to, not because they're great people or because they care. It's because now they understand that they can't control the narrative anymore. They can't just say all these little boys are lying, all these girls at this youth facility are lying. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Me too.
I think the sentencing speaks to both of to what you both just said.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
It's a new day.
Coming up on DBL, the queen of Twitter, Dionne Warwick, wants to meet with Elon Musk. Erica gives us all the deets and what Erica's watching. And our interview with comedian, the very funny Joe Coy. He's telling us all about his new world tour.
Okay, we are live, and I'm looking at a text, and I want to let anybody out there in the Denver, Colorado area on the 21st. Excuse me, guys. I am on camera being important.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about the Mercy Housing event that you and I are. Okay. Yes. So now
it is very important. We're hosting.
We're talking right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way more important.
Anyway, the 21st, Tori and I will be at the Ritz-Carlton raising money. We're going to be emceeing an event that's raising money for Mercy Housing. It's so weird. I was driving down Grant Street the other day, and I looked over and I saw an apartment, and it said Mercy Housing. I was like, oh, okay. It's so weird when you work for an organization, but then you see it in real life in real time. That's weird, but that's just me. But anyway, Mercy Housing does such an important job. They take people that are reacclimating themselves into society, people that were living in their cars and need to get bank accounts, need to get safe, affordable housing so they can rebuild their lives, and Mercy Housing does all this. I've been working with Mercy Housing for crazy 4 years now. I did 2 pandemic fundraisers for them, and now we've done 2. This will be our second one in person. But they're just a great organization with great people, and it's just an honor, and it's one of the things I look forward to. That and obviously the Laugh Yourself Blue, the autism fundraiser that I do every year. But please, if you're in the Denver area, or if you're not, and you just want to give, we'll give you guys a link when it gets close to the show, but please donate $5, $10, whatever you can give. It'll go to a good place, I promise. Thanks.
Welcome back. Could the queen of Twitter be ready to give up her crown? Beyonce surprises a sister, and a supermodel makes a comeback on the catwalk. In this week's What Erica's Watching. First, Dionne Warwick became the queen of Twitter when she joined the platform. Her tweets instantly went viral and were spoofed on SNL.
Maybe you have heard that I just discovered Twitter, and these are actual tweets I tweeted out. Hi, Chance the Rapper. If you are very obviously a rapper, why did you put it in your stage name? I cannot stop thinking about this. Or this. How do send a tweet to Snoop Dogg? Did I do this correctly?
This ushered in a ton of new followers and fans who might be leaving the former Twitterverse now that Elon Musk plans on getting rid of the blocking feature. Now, Auntie Dionne wants to meet with Elon because she's not quite sure he knows what he's doing. However, she doesn't plan on leaving X because she still thinks it's fun regardless. Now, if Elon needs help tweeting back the queen of Twitter, I'm sure Auntie can help him because that's what friends are for. Next, literally every star and their mama, their sister, all of them was at Beyonce's B-Day show, okay? Including sister actress and twin Tia Mowry, who got a special serenade from the birthday queen bee herself. Now, Beyonce gave Tia a special shout out during her song 1+1. Beyonce said, "I love you." Then she snuck in lyrics to Yeah, Yeah, a song from Tia and Tamara's girl group. Check it out. Understood the assignment. She looked like a disco ball from head to toe and deserved a little light from the Queen's spotlight. And finally, it's New York Fashion Week, and at 53, Naomi Campbell is now the proud mother of 2. And her latest creation is a collaboration with fashion line Pretty Little Thing. She hit the runway featuring some of her first looks as a designer. And get this, pieces from this collection are said to be affordable. We'll see. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Joe Coy is known internationally for his hilarious jokes about sleep apnea, and now he's immersing himself into his love for Broadway. Take a look.
I want all you new parents to know this right now. When you were in the 7th grade and you weren't smart, you're definitely not going to be smart when your kid gets to the 7th grade. It's harder. My son and I are failing math.
We understand. Please welcome Joe Coy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you and your son got to visit many different countries while on your world tour. Which one would you go back to in a heartbeat?
Something about Guam. It's just an island. It's just like, I don't know. It's like they're just living in a time zone. It's like a throwback. It's like they're literally living off the island. It's beautiful, and the love is real. They seem to be a little separated from the fast-paced world that we're living in, and I really appreciated it. I loved it.
Well, hey, Joe, I got to give you a shout out here. You just signed 2 special Netflix deal. Congrats on that. Yes, you need to stop and think about how dope that is. Congrats. Now you're shooting one special in Brooklyn. Why Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, I had to do it. Here's the thing. I want to go back to the theaters. I want to shoot this one in the theater because, you know, the last 2 were arenas, you know, and as beautiful as they are to shoot, as much fun as they are to shoot, there's a different energy inside a theater where it's a little bit more intimate, and I want to give more of that energy on this particular special. But Brooklyn, I'm telling you, it's a historic landmark. It's beautiful. It's been restored and saved and protected and preserved, and it's just. The community of Brooklyn is just, when you see it, when I put this on Netflix, you're going to see just why I had to shoot it there. It's beautiful.
Congrats on all the success, man. You definitely deserve it. But I got to ask you about this, because I didn't even know people sign autographs anymore. Usually they just take selfies. But you signed something pretty funny and peculiar. Do you know what I'm talking at? Peculiar. Did you sign a CPAP?
What?
Yo, you know what's crazy? And here's the thing, man. I want CPAP to sponsor you guys, whatever ResMed or whatever group company there is out there right now. But ever since I dropped that joke, look at this guy. But 2 guys brought their CPAP machines, and literally, I think I'm the only comic where fans are coming up to me going, "You saved my husband's life," and literally they're bringing their CPAP machines and I'm signing them. So I need some kickback or something, man.
Well, it makes sense because if you watch his special, he has a whole bit about it. So that's why it makes perfect sense. And if they're not sponsoring you, I'm shocked. Shame on them.
Yeah, right? Come on, man. I want to sell ResMed machines. I want to sell CPAP machines at my merch booth. I'll be the
What if in a year Joe's quit comedy and now he's just got this huge booming CPAP business and it's just like, let's go back and pitch it. We're here for it.
There's a lot there because, Joe, when I watched your special, I was laughing, but I was crying. Like it was just so emotional, and like I'm so proud of him. Like I don't even know this man.
This is why I love you so much, Erica.
I love
We're
you.
emotionally attached.
Yes.
Thank you.
And the whole thing about the Netflix evolution, man, you had me. Okay, let's talk about what else is coming, because you are a producer of the Broadway musical Here Lies Love, which is an immersive experience. So explain what this means.
It's exactly what we're saying, immersive. We took out all the seats on the floor. We turned it into a dance floor. You interact with the singers, and it's just beautiful. Like, look at it. It's just a beautiful thing to look at. It's a beautiful thing to listen to, and you know the story is great. It's a Filipino story that needs to be told. It's about the uprising of Filipino people taking over that dictatorship of the Marcos family.
Wow.
And it's a part of American history too. America was quite involved in that too as well. So it's just great to finally see a part of our culture and our history being shared with the world on just such a beautiful scale. I mean, it's Broadway, man. It's the first all-Filipino cast and Filipino story on Broadway, man.
Well
That's
done,
amazing.
Joe. It was so great having you on today. We always love catching up with you. You can find tour dates for Joe's world tour at joecoy.com, and you can buy tickets for Here Lies Love at HereLiesLoveBroadway.com. Thank you again for joining us. Congrats. Great to see you.
Welcome back to DBL. If you suffer from arthritis, there are simple yoga poses that could help ease that pain. It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. First, try a deep side stretch. You can even use a chair to help with your balance. Next, try the Warrior One pose. That can help with knee or hip pain. Bridge pose can also be helpful as well. I do all these. I love it. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers. Supported by 30 years of clinical research, Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-725-2612 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Before we go, we got one more story. Country singer Zach Bryan is apologizing after being arrested in Oklahoma just days after his album shot to #1. Zach Jack admitted he got into a verbal argument with the highway patrol officer and took full responsibility. Blah, blah, blah. He got arrested. Here's his mugshot. That's all we want to talk about anyway. Guess what? The jail had to remove it from the website because so many people were going there to check it out.
I don't get it. He looks like a Guess Who character.
People are digging it, and it made him more popular.
I
He's a
mean, look,
great singer.
we've been dealing with this since the Hot Fallon. And I think he looks like a lot of people's definition of a man's man.
That guy?
Plus, he can sing. Come on.
I don't know. I think he looks better.
Oh, look
in
it. There's a
normal
T-shirt.
pictures.
He's on a T-shirt now.
Can they blend that in a little bit better on the T-shirt rather than just
I
looking
need
like you
some
did it in your
contour.
garage?
Yeah. More cheekbone.
I could see how that's big.
I don't know. The mustache needs a little more Doc Holliday look.
He's got the
you know?
defined jawline.
Yeah, but really, that's a sort of an
Troy,
average.
you know what? If you want to get famous, do something crazy over the weekend. Get arrested.
Mugshot?
Yeah.
All righty.
All right, let's see you. Have a good one, everybody. Get crazy.